I dropped the leash. It hit the ground with a soft clink. Nothing physical restraining Teddy now. He could run, chase that squirrel, investigate that smell, bolt toward another dog. But he didn't move. He just stood there beside me, looking up, waiting. In that moment, I understood something about freedom that I'd been getting wrong most of my life. Real freedom isn't the absence of boundaries. It's choosing the right thing when you're free to choose the wrong thing. Welcome back to the Divine Palindrome podcast series. I'm Theo Kopek, and this is episode 3, The Dog Who Wouldn't Run, a Lesson in Freedom. There's a long, open, green space in the middle of my neighborhood, a corridor of grass bordered by homes. It is our sanctuary of speed. This is where I test the tether of our relationship. I hand Teddy a stick, and he explodes into a sprint. Then I do something counterintuitive. I turn and walk in the opposite direction. To an observer, this looks like abandonment. The dog is running one way, the master is walking the other. But this is the dance of trust. I don't chase him. I don't shout. I simply create distance, knowing that the distance is what pulls him back. One afternoon, we were at the opposite ends of the field. He was distracted, sniffing near some rocks. I didn't yell. I let out the quietest whistle. It was a sound that would have been lost in a crowd. But to the ears tuned to my frequency, it was a thunderclap. His head snapped up, he abandoned the smell, and launched himself into a full sprint toward me. We have this idea in our culture that freedom means no restrictions. But watch what happens when Teddy has unlimited freedom. Off-leashed in an unfenced area, he gets anxious, often checking my location. But on a leash during our walks, he's relaxed, confident, fully himself. The boundary creates the security. The constraint enables the freedom. This is the paradox. Structure doesn't restrict freedom. It creates the conditions for freedom to flourish. I run in the path of your commands, for you have broadened my understanding. Psalm 119:32. Or as another translation puts it, for you have set my heart free. Teddy runs to me not because he is forced, because he knows that coming to me is better than running away from me. This is what God's boundaries do for us. We tend to see God's commands as restrictions. God's trying to control me. But what if God's boundaries are like that invisible tether? What if they aren't about control, but about clarity? When we submit to the Master's call, we find ourselves walking in wide, open spaces. We are free to love without fear, free to give without hoarding. Obedience is not the price we pay for God's love. It is the path we take to enjoy it. The palindrome keeps revealing new layers. What starts with unconditional love opens into paradoxes of freedom, discipline, and delight. God Dog, the Divine Palindrome, releases January 1st. Pre-order link is in the show notes. If these stories are connecting theological dots that you've been wondering about, the book brings it all together. Next week, episode 4 is called The Ministry of Proximity. I'm going to tell you about the time Teddy broke through a fence to get to a traumatized dog. and how a lost ball led to a Romans 8:28 moment with a 9/11 survivor. If you're not already subscribed, new episodes drop every Tuesday. Thanks for listening. I'm Theo Kopech, and I'll see you next week.